Wilson sending a message to Caitlin Clark. I'ma see you at All-Star Weekend. And when I see you, we gon' talk. And it ain't gonna be just me. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be Chelsea Gray. It's gonna be all the activists in the WNBA. We're gonna come knocking on your front door at the hotel room and say, listen up.
This isn't a guess. This is a warning shot. And right now, you're watching one of the strangest dramas the WNBA has ever seen play out live. Word is spreading that A'ja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and a handful of veteran players are planning to corner Caitlin Clark at All-Star Weekend and push her to turn against her own fans. Let that sink in for a second, because it sounds crazy just saying it out loud. They want her to look millions of brand new fans in the eye and basically tell them to walk away from women's basketball.
Wow. Let's get right into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Before we get into this, folks, what's going on in the WNBA when it comes to fans talking shit, being mean, saying not nice things? It happens in all sports leagues. These women are just so emotional and so soft, they can't handle it. They've been begging for 30 years, I want attention, but only good attention. As soon as they get that attention, ooh, this is too much attention. Too many people are saying mean things. Too many people are calling me trash. Too many people are saying I can't make layups. Oh my gosh, that person.
The real story hiding underneath. For nearly 3 decades, the WNBA fought just to get noticed. Crowds averaged a thin 6,000 fans a night. TV coverage was so weak, games got buried on random channels at 2 a.m. Players kept asking for one thing: attention. Sponsors, cameras, anybody to care. Then in April 2024, Caitlin Clark walked in, and the whole league flipped overnight. Indiana Fever games went from empty seats to sold-out arenas of 17,000. ESPN pulled WNBA games into prime time. Merchandise sales rocketed up 340% in just 2 months. And the league landed a massive $2.2 billion media deal over 11 years, more than triple what they had before. Sounds like a win for everyone, right? Instead, it lit the fuse for a war nobody saw coming.
They're flipping out. They're going cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And now they're saying, Kathy Engelbert, you have to do something. Pothole 6627 is saying not nice things to me on Twitter. Kathy, say something, please. Oh no. Oh no. A random person. Oh the horror. Chelsea Gray thinks that because she aired this person out, it's going to make people think twice. Yeah, it's going to make them think twice. Should I call her trash or should I call her garbage? Should I say she waddles like a penguin? No? Alright.
Okay, go back and really listen to that clip. Pay attention to the words. People are saying mean things. They keep calling me trash. They just can't handle it. That right there, that's the whole controversy in a nutshell. And it says a lot about how some of these players actually see their fans. Think about it. In every big league, players deal with tough crowds, angry comments, brutal social media. LeBron gets called trash by thousands of people every single game. Tom Brady spent years fighting Deflategate jokes. NBA stars hear opposing fans scream about their personal lives right from the stands. That's just sports. Fame and criticism come as a package deal. You don't get to pick and choose. But here's the twist. Some WNBA veterans seem to want it both ways. They wanted eyes on them, sure, but only if every eye was smiling. They wanted new fans, but only ones who agreed with them on everything, political views included, and never dared question their game. So when Caitlin Clark's fanbase showed up with both love and criticism, some players didn't know how to handle it. And instead of adjusting, they tried to reject the fans altogether.
Couldn't be deleted. I think first person I said it to was my wife. And then after that, I actually group chatted A'ja, Jackie, and Jewel about it. And it was the first one was like, post it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to. I'm just letting you guys know what I've been sent. I texted my agent, told him, and I decided to post it.
She decided to post it after the Indiana Fever game because she knows what kind of optics those are. People have already gone in the archives of her Instagram comments. She's been getting called nasty names for quite a while. But once the Indiana Fever come to town and layeth the smacketh down on the Las Vegas Aces. Oh.
Now here's where it gets messy. Right after the Las Vegas Aces lost to the Indiana Fever on July 14th, Chelsea Gray posted a screenshot, a racist message she'd gotten on Instagram. And the timing here, that matters a lot. She admitted she'd been getting hostile messages for months. But she picked this exact moment, right after losing to Caitlin Clark's team, to go public with it. That's not random. That looks like a move. A way to control the story. And look, let's be clear about something first. Racist messages are never okay. Not ever. No player should have to deal with hate speech, and anyone sending that kind of garbage deserves to be banned, maybe even face real consequences. But here's the problem. Chelsea Gray is mixing two very different things together. Real basketball criticism and actual racism. And that mix-up, it doesn't look like an accident. When fans say her layups are off, or her point guard game has slipped, that's just sports talk. That's normal. But when someone throws a slur at her, that's hate speech, plain and simple. Two completely different things. And when you treat them the same, you shut the door on any criticism at all.
This is what...
I don't know. Enough is kind of enough.
Can't even think of a reason.
It's not necessarily like, yeah, these messages are not the first of its kind. It's not. There was other stuff too. I just decided to share that one.
After the Indiana Fever game, right? Right.
And also, it was just fine. I got fed up with it, and I just decided to share it. And maybe I don't share the other ones.
You are so stunning, brave, and courageous, Chelsea Gray. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
But I know people would think twice now. We're just playing the game.
What are people going to think twice about?
Here's something nobody expected. The biggest stars in women's basketball are reportedly planning to corner Caitlin Clark during All-Star Weekend and force her to publicly turn on her own fans. Stop and think about what that actually means. Caitlin Clark has never encouraged hate. She's never thrown shade at other players. She's never told a single fan to go attack anyone online. Her only crime, apparently, is that some of the millions who love watching her play also happen to act like jerks on the internet. And for that, she's expected to stand up and tell a huge chunk of new WNBA fans that they're simply not wanted. Let's be real for a second. This makes absolutely no business sense. The league just locked in a massive $2 billion media rights deal, and the entire reason that deal exists is because Caitlin Clark pulled the WNBA into the mainstream spotlight. Her rookie season pulled in over 1 million viewers per game on average, compared to just a few 100,000 in years before her. Telling that audience to walk away wouldn't just be risky. It would be financial suicide for a league that has never once turned a profit since the day it was founded. But dig a little deeper, and you realize this isn't really about business at all. It's about control. It's about identity. For nearly 30 years, the WNBA operated as a tight, close community. Everyone knew each other. The fan base leaned heavily progressive, politically active, deeply tied to social causes. It was a space where players could be openly themselves, outspoken, unapologetic, safe from the kind of harsh scrutiny bigger leagues deal with every day. Then Caitlin Clark showed up and brought millions of fans who don't fit that same mold. Some lean conservative. Some couldn't care less about activism. Some are just casual fans who enjoy watching a thrilling player do thrilling things. And yes, some are genuinely rude online. Faced with this flood of new attention, a handful of veteran players seem to be choosing something surprising. They'd rather protect their smaller, tightly aligned community than deal with the messy, unpredictable reality that comes with real mainstream success. And look, that's their choice to make. But here's the catch. You can't spend 3 decades begging the world to pay attention and then get upset when attention finally shows up wearing a different jersey than you expected. That's not how fame works. That's not how business works. And it's definitely not how you build a league that survives long-term. So what's the actual plan being floated here? Based on public comments from players like Chelsea Gray, the idea is to privately approach Caitlin Clark during All-Star Weekend and pressure her into releasing a statement. One that basically tells her fans that if they've ever criticized a WNBA player online, they should stop supporting the league altogether. Now picture being in Caitlin Clark's shoes. You're 22 years old. You just survived the most heavily scrutinized rookie season in the history of women's basketball. You took hits on the court that bordered on dirty play. Remember Kennedy Carter straight-up body-checking you to the floor back on June 1st. You fielded non-stop questions about race and privilege that had zero to do with your actual game. And on top of all that, you single-handedly brought more attention and more money into this league than it has ever seen. And now, veteran players want you to push away the very audience that made all of it possible. This whole situation exposes something much bigger, a divide that's been quietly building inside the WNBA for years, one that only became visible once real mainstream success finally arrived. It comes down to two very different ideas of what this league is supposed to be. The first vision sees the WNBA as a social justice movement that happens to play basketball. In this world, the sport itself takes a back seat to activism, to representation, to progressive politics. Players are judged not just on skill, but on how loudly and clearly they speak up for causes like racial justice, LGBTQ rights, and equal pay. Fans are expected to be politically engaged and ideological, whether she meant to or not. She represents Vision 2. She's a basketball player first. Activism is secondary, if it's there at all. Her fan base is massive and wildly diverse. Some progressive, some not. Most just there to watch great basketball. And that diversity feels threatening to players who preferred the league the way it used to be. Smaller, quieter, more ideologically united. That racist message the WNBA has lost money every single year since 1997. It survives largely because the NBA quietly funds it with roughly $10 million a year. The average player's salary sits around $130,000. Compare that to the NBA's average of over $9 million. Half-empty arenas. Struggling sponsorships. None of that improves without growth. And growth means accepting fans who don't perfectly fit your mold. But Vision 2 comes with its own risk. It could erase what made this league special in the first place. The WNBA has long been a genuine safe haven for gay athletes, a stage for activism other leagues often silence, a place where players never had to shrink themselves to fit outdated ideas of how women in sports should behave. Going fully mainstream might water that down. Sponsors might push players to tone things down. A bigger audience might include people who openly disagree with the values current players hold close. Both sides raise fair points. But here's the twist. Nobody actually gets to choose anymore. The WNBA is already mainstream. Caitlin Clark already brought in millions of new fans. That billion-dollar media deal is already signed, sealed, and delivered. Sold-out arenas are already happening in real time. From here, there are only two paths. Figure out how to protect your values while embracing growth, or try pushing the new fans away and risk sliding right back into the obscurity this league fought so hard to escape. And that's exactly why cornering Caitlin Clark feels so misguided. Even if she caved and issued that statement, even if she told fans who've ever criticized a player to stop watching, it wouldn't change anything. You simply cannot undo this kind of growth. Those fans aren't leaving. The spotlight isn't dimming. And putting the weight of fixing all of this on a 22-year-old rookie, instead of on veteran leadership and league executives, is both unfair and strategically backwards. So what should actually happen? Put real social media policies in place and work with platforms to remove hate speech fast, standard practice across every major league already. Educate new fans on the league's history and values, without demanding ideological purity in return. Separate real criticism from real hate. A fan questioning a player's shooting is sports talk, not bigotry, and treating both the same only shuts down honest conversation. Stop expecting any single athlete to police millions of strangers online. No player in any sport has ever had that power, and Caitlin Clark shouldn't be the exception. And most importantly, the league needs to finally decide, honestly, what it wants to be, because you cannot chase mainstream success while demanding that mainstream audiences think exactly the way you do. The real tragedy here. This entire controversy is self-inflicted. Caitlin Clark's rookie year should have been nothing but celebration. Ratings up, attendance up, merchandise soaring, a historic media deal on the table. Every single number pointing in the right direction. Instead of riding that wave, a few veteran players are risking it all because they're uncomfortable sharing the spotlight with an audience they didn't choose. So what happens when All-Star Weekend actually arrives? If players really do confront her and demand she denounce her own fans, she should refuse. Calmly, respectfully, but firmly. She can condemn hate speech. She can support a welcoming league for everyone. But she should never be forced to tell millions of new fans to walk away from women's basketball. Growth isn't the enemy. A diverse fan base is completely normal. And if that answer upsets a few veterans, that's a conversation for them to have, not a debt Caitlin Clark owes anyone. The real question is simple. Does a 22-year-old rookie have the strength to stand her ground against pressure from the very players she looked up to? If this story pulled you in, don't scroll past it. Hit like, drop your take in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next, because this is far from over.